There once was a tall man from Cornwall whose length exceeded his bed. His body fit on it, but
got a
barely
massive
upon it
cock.
there was no room for his big Cornish head. And that's how we're starting the episode. Welcome to A Lot About a Little.
Oh, I'm not recording.
Oh, boo.
Oh my gosh.
Good
All
thing
right.
I'm recording.
Oh boy. Okay.
That's how the
I'm
video's
here.
starting.
I'm here. I
Welcome
made it.
to episode number 24 of A Lot About a Little. It is
Yeah.
after Christmas now, and we're definitely recording this after Christmas, before New Year's.
Yeah.
How was your
definitely.
Christmas?
It was great.
Yeah? Did you get everything and you wanted and more?
Yeah. Emphasis on the
Ah,
and
dude, that-
more.
ro-
Yes.
What?
Emphasis on the and more. Yeah, I got everything and more. Yeah.
Yeah, and more.
Yeah.
What was your favorite present?
Probably the and more.
Well, because it is after Christmas, most definitely, while we were recording this, and we talked about Christmas last week, we wanted to talk a little bit about this new and upcoming year here
Yeah.
on the A Lot About a Little show. Reed, why don't you talk about a little bit what we're going to talk about? We're talking a lot about a little bit of
We're talking
something
a lot
different
about
each
a little
week.
about New Year's resolutions. Things
Yeah.
we want to do in the new year.
Can I just say I have a moral opposition to New Year's resolutions, much like I have a
Okay.
moral opposition to flowers. I never buy flowers for
Wait,
anybody.
what?
I have a moral
Flowers?
opposition. Yes, flowers.
Yeah, why? Because they just die?
Yes.
That's fair.
And Nicole's always
Yeah.
like, "Oh, why don't you buy me flowers? Why don't you do this? Why don't you snore less?" You know, no, she doesn't say that, but she. I'm cutting that out.
No, you aren't.
No, I'm not. No, but I just don't. I don't know. I feel like everyone always has a New Year's tradition, or not New Year's tradition, a New Year's resolution. That's what the
Yeah.
word I was looking for.
Yeah.
And they never actually follow through. And so my
No.
thought is, why should I even like pretend and make something if I'm not even gonna like be able to follow through with it? You know what I mean?
That's fair. That's fair.
So a lot of times, I mean, I like everyone, I've made New Year's resolutions in the past. So
Yeah.
I guess that's what we're doing today. So I'm gonna have to come up
Yeah.
with something, but
Yeah. Have you put a lot of thought into this?
no.
I really haven't either. So
So we're in for a great episode. That's what that means. All right.
yeah.
So with that, I think you can go first
Okay.
with what your New Year's resolution is.
My New Year's resolution is I would like to ride my bike in some capacity, half of the days of the year. So 183 days of biking. Okay, that's my goal.
That's a pretty ambitious goal.
Yeah, especially with baseball season. Well, okay, so the winter months are pretty simple actually because I have a thing I can ride indoors, so I can ride really pretty reliably there. But then we hit baseball season. That's tricky because I'm working longer hours. So I think what I'm going to try to do is I will set the bike up indoors at the start of the homestand, and I will bike either before work in the morning or after work at night when I get home.
Okay. Why don't
So
you just
that
bring the
is-
bike to work and then bike while you're making videos?
Or I could bike to work.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
The only problem there, though, is when we have game days, I always am driving home in the dark, and there's a lot of hills around here, and I'm not trying to do that after I work.
Dude, you're gonna have some rock hard quads though if you'll be riding your bike to work every day.
That is fair. That is fair. I feel like I think I could do half the days out of the year. I don't know exactly how I'm going to track it. Like, ideally, I'd like to do 10 miles minimum each ride. So that would be 1,800 miles on the year. So maybe that'll be my benchmark.
Okay. And what?
If I can break that, that'll be a success.
How long does it take you to ride 10 miles?
10 miles is about 40 minutes if you average 15 miles an hour. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I mean, 40 minutes a day is not the end of the world. You know what I mean?
That's doable, yeah. And I like to go longer when I'm outside because I can't do a horribly long ride inside because it gets boring after a while, you know. But I think that's doable, and I'd like to do some more longer rides as well, and explore the area as well. So
Yeah.
I think that's a solid resolution, and something that's actually doable.
No, I agree. I mean, that's especially it's something you like to do, so it's not
Yeah,
something that you're going to be dreading. It's
yes,
not like, oh, I'm
yes.
going to eat my broccoli every day.
Oh
And
yeah, no, I'm not gonna do that.
yeah, well, I'm surely not doing that either because anything that's vegetable based does not enter my body unless it's like
Logan's out on.
vegetable oil.
That doesn't count.
You're right. It doesn't, but it's made of
Do you not?
vegetables.
You
It has
don't eat
vegetables in the
vegetables?
name. So
You
what?
don't eat vegetables?
Well, I mean, I will if it's like
When was the last time you had a vegetable that like wasn't a French fry?
um, well, maybe that should be my New Year's resolution: eat more vegetables.
Oh my gosh. Do you have any vegetables in the house right now?
No, oh yeah. We had
Okay.
there was some vegetables with dinner tonight. We had steak and potatoes,
Okay,
classic
nice.
steak and potatoes.
Do you cook
And
or
then
does
wait,
Nicole cook?
well, we've been taking turns.
Okay.
We did have last week. She made a lot of the meals.
Okay.
And this week I have made the majority of the meals. But that's suffice to say that maybe I need to start eating some more vegetables to get back
That
on
could
track
be the
here.
sign, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I feel like Nicole is a relatively active person. You guys could go on like a little like diet workout plan together.
are you calling me fat? I think you
No.
just called me fat. Why are you calling me fat? I don't appreciate that, Reed. Okay, just
You know
because
what I mean,
just
you
because
know?
I like the McRib that much doesn't mean you get to make fun of my weight. Okay.
Can I interject a McRib story real quick?
Uh, well, I haven't even told my New Year's
Sorry,
resolution yet.
this is a good one. You'll appreciate this one.
All right.
Okay, so a guy that I work with, he was telling me the story about the one time the McRib came back. He was hanging out with his girlfriend, his buddy, and his girlfriend, so 4 of them, and they all went to McDonald's to get the McRib. Okay.
Yeah. Is that the
None
end of the
of them
story?
None of them. Yeah,
Wow, that's a
yeah,
good story.
yeah. None of them had the McRib before. Okay. So they get
Okay.
back with their McRibs and they're sitting down to eat. And the first person, his buddy eats it, starts eating his McRib, doesn't like it. Okay. Buddy's girlfriend also doesn't like the McRib. His girlfriend doesn't like the McRib. My
Oh, boy.
coworker was the only one that liked the McRib. Okay. So he ended up eating all 4 of the McRibs.
Wow. Wow.
He said he would never do it again. I don't think he can eat like a single McRib either.
Wow. That
See, was that worthy of the interjection?
that was a lot. Yeah.
Okay,
That was
good.
that's a lot
Much,
of McRibs.
much like 4 McRibs, the story was a lot.
New Year's resolution: eat less McRibs. As the people who know me know, I try to average 1 McRib a day while it's back.
Really?
Yeah. Did you not know that?
No, I didn't. You're like the guy from Wisconsin that eats the Big Mac every day.
Yeah.
Have you heard about that guy?
What was no?
He's eaten 32,000 Big Macs in his life and averages 2 Big Macs a day.
Wow. And
Yeah.
he every time you eat a Big Mac, it takes 4 minutes off your life. It's like smoking a cigarette. Smoking a cigarette takes 11 minutes off your life every cigarette you smoke.
A Big Mac is 4.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean,
This
it
guy
definitely.
this guy also said that he was offered like $50 the one time to try a Whopper from Burger King, and he did. He didn't like it, and then he took the money to buy more Big Macs
$50 to make
Yeah.
what?
to try a Whopper.
Whopper, like that Whopper, that kind of Whopper.
Yeah, yes, like that Whopper. Yes, like the Whopper from the song. Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, I guess my New Year's resolution again to get back on track here, would be I want to get back into the radio scene. So I'd like to do something.
Okay.
Get involved with a radio station in some capacity.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
good.
I like my job I have now. I don't want to leave, I want to
Yeah.
continue with this job, but do something in some sort of capacity with the radio. And then second thing is just more. Both my New Year's resolutions are doing more work. So my second one is to do a couple freelance projects. I'd like to set the bar at 2. I want to
Okay.
be a pretty, set a pretty low bar to be able to achieve
Yeah,
that.
no,
But
that's realistic. Yeah.
so do some sort of paid freelance projects.
Yeah.
And it might not be the, break the bank, holy cow, I'm a millionaire
Yeah.
freelance project, but it's something to get started. And I think after doing it, having a couple projects like that, or like having a couple freelance, I don't want to say contracts, but projects to complete, I think
Yeah.
having those first few will make it a lot easier to do it in the future. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Have you ever freelanced anything before like that where you've gotten paid? That's a that's a key distinction there, because I've definitely
Yes.
done things I haven't gotten paid
That's
for.
fair. I did a project in college. I made a video for the biology department. I mean, I was
Oh yeah, I
technically
think I remember.
I was
hearing about
technically
that.
paid through like the university's pay system.
Right.
Because I was already an on-campus worker. But I did that. That was like the
Wait. How are you at the radio station? Or
yeah,
you
like I
did-
was already in like the payroll system, and they
Oh,
just paid me
okay.
through there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, through the radio and TV station. So I did that. I think it was was that pre or post COVID? That was post COVID, post pandemic. I think that may have been the tail end of my junior year. I did that. And
You're gonna have to
then-
send me that video. I've never seen it.
It's probably
What
it's
was
still
it
up on
for?
it's still up on the university's channel. They just want like a general biology department like video that they can show prospective students and stuff. I don't know if they still use it because it's it's now a couple of years old, but I had to like interview students or I worked with like the not the dean of the college but the head of the department for interviewing
Oh.
students and like gathering B-roll and stuff. So I got to attend labs. I got to go to the cadaver lab on campus.
Wow.
Yeah, and see some.
So you essentially did what I do for the school.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
essentially what
okay,
I
well,
do too.
So I started with a mutual professor that we know. Got in contact with them first. Okay.
Well,
And,
they probably propositioned him to make the video, and he was
correct. And he
he was
wasn't he wasn't very fond of the client, so to speak. So then he pushed it off to another mutual person that worked at the university who was in your role before. And he
Oh.
also wasn't too fond of said client, so they went to me, and I didn't know what I was getting into, so I took the project.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That was fun. Kind of a pain at times because I laid it out very clearly. I'm like, here's the price we can do. I had no idea how much to charge, so I probably lowballed myself. But I'm like, you'll get 3 revisions and stuff because I'm like, that's fair,
3 revisions is a lot, just so we're clear
Yeah.
on that, because when
Well,
I do
then-
videos for people, they get 1 revision.
Then
And
they
so,
needed a 4th revision, and I'm like, well, I'm going to need to charge you some more. And they're like, oh, well, we already like it, so we were going to pay you a little bit more. I'm like, okay, sure you were, but thank you. So that was fun. That was that was a really long process, but that was like my first big video shoot that I managed on my own and used all my own gear for and stuff like that. So that was a lot of fun. And then I did that, and then a couple months back, I freelanced for CBS for a Penn State football game,
oh,
which
yeah.
I think I told you about that.
You did. You
Yeah.
did tell me about that. That was sounded like a lot of fun, actually.
That was a lot of fun. It was a very long day. I had to be there at 6 o'clock, 6:30, I think, in the morning.
Wow.
So I left my house at
That's
5
very early.
because it's about a 50-minute drive, and I didn't really know where I was going. So it was like a 12-hour day, but I got overtime after the 10th hour, so that was good. So it paid well, but still snuck me below the $600 threshold for tax reporting purposes, which is always clutch.
There you go.
So
That's always clutch.
that was a lot of fun, though. I never been to a Penn State game either, and I got to be paid to go to one, so that was always the best part.
Yeah. No, that's, fun times for sure. Would you say, like, if you had to choose, I want to be very careful how I word this question. If you had to choose a professional New Year's resolution,
Oh, professionals. Okay.
You don't have to answer that question, but that was kind of the first question that popped into my head because yours was kind of totally opposite of mine.
Yeah,
Is like
yeah, that's fair.
mine was 100%. Here's what I want to do in my professional life.
Yeah.
So I want to know if you have any
Um,
goals, of things that you want, like if you, whether that be, do some more Penn State games, do some,
yeah.
some more contract work for CBS, what have you,
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't thought about that a lot. I don't know. Like, I like the thought of doing freelance stuff, but I just don't really know where to start with it, you know? And, like, during the summer, I get really busy with baseball and stuff like that. Um, I
So
really
honestly,
don't know,
now would
though.
probably be your time to be like
Yeah.
if you wanted to freelance or do something because you have.
Yeah, the off season definitely is better. Um, Creatively, though, I don't know. I don't really have anything. I always tell myself I want to do more personal work and just, like, more for fun work. And get that, and, like, just do, like, sports design for teams that I like and stuff like that. So maybe I can try doing some more of that, try to do some more projects like that, because, like, I like the idea of that, but then there's some days I go to work and I'm working on graphics all day, and the last thing I want to do when I get home is open Photoshop,
Yeah.
for
Right.
obvious reasons. But I wouldn't hate
Yeah.
doing that. I don't know, just keep improving and stuff like that. It sounds generic, but, like, try new things, and
No, I get that.
just, like, I guess, like, do what I can to set myself up for future success, whatever that looks like. So
Fair enough.
yeah,
Well, I mean, for personal projects, you've got this whole podcast thing
yeah,
going on, which
yes,
is we talked
yes,
about it a little bit after we stopped recording the previous episode,
yeah,
and we should talk a little bit about what we kind of want this show to look like in the new year. Resolutions for
oh
about
yeah,
a little show
sure,
in the new year. So we kind of figured, we kind of have a feeling
this
that
is another thinking out loud episode, much like planning
yeah,
the Halloween
no, no,
live
no,
stream.
no, no, no. We're not. It's not. I mean, we kind of established that there will be a change.
Yeah,
There will be a change. Don't
we
worry.
don't really know
We're
what it
not.
looks like, though.
We're not going anywhere. You're still
Yeah,
stuck
no.
with
All
us.
5 of you out there that are listening.
Oh, well, we just think that we want to maybe put a little bit more into each episode. So maybe
Yeah,
make the episode a little bit longer, and do less of them. So we want to have some more guests. Both Reed and I really enjoyed having the guests on the Halloween live stream
yeah,
that
absolutely. That
we
was a lot of fun.
did, and I don't know if you have any thoughts on some what is the word, afterthoughts of the live stream, but I feel like that live stream went really well. I know we
Yeah, I
talked about
agree.
it briefly
Yeah.
before, but what are your thoughts on future live streams?
I like the idea of it. Yeah, I think it went really well. It was a lot of fun. It took me back to doing college radio, so that was cool.
Yeah,
No, I think it was a lot of fun to get the guests on and stuff. And even if we do live streams without guests, whatever it may be, like, I think that could be fun to explore that potential, however that looks.
yeah, and it just we have each of us have a professional career, right? This is obviously a side project for both of us, and we both
Yeah,
really enjoy having this conversation every
yeah,
week.
absolutely.
Except when we get off, we actually hate each other very much. And
Oh
I
god.
actually, yeah, I can't even. I have my monitor off right now so I don't have to look at Reed while I talk to him. So, but no, we want to have a little bit of fun and put out some good quality content,
Yeah,
and so we think there needs to be an adjustment made. So,
yeah. I think the one thing we talked about too is, kind of dialing what, like, niche we want to hone into. You know,
yes,
whether that's, like, the creative stuff, because, like, I like the episodes that we have now, but, like, I mean, we talked about this, it's getting harder to find topics to talk about, you know, um, and just like dialing on a niche that we can talk about that, maybe relates to our experience, bring guests in that can also connect to that, things like that, I think would not only make it, more interesting to people listening, but it would also make it more interesting to us and, make it more exciting for us to work on, I guess,
I agree. And we both have our fair share of experiences. I mean, both of us,
Yeah.
in the grand scheme of things, are relatively green in our
Yes.
professional careers. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And
Yeah.
I know we've talked about it before, but we only can have so much insight, especially me. I mean, I'm less than a year into this whole
Yeah.
working thing, and haven't had the experience even that Reid has had, or even that someone like Nicole has had, who's been working for, 3 years now at this point.
Yep.
And so I can't provide that much insight,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm worried that I was and am coming towards the end of my purview of expertise, is how I'm going to phrase that, and I want to be someone who is continually learning, continually evolving.
Yep.
I really, really love learning new information, even if it's not about creative stuff, even if it's about
Yeah.
anything. It can
Yeah.
be how to fix a car, how to change your oil, how to, who won the Battle Marathon in 1492, or maybe it was earlier, 490. That's what it was. 490. Yeah, my grandpa wrote a book on the Battle Marathon. That took place in 490.
Yeah. That's how the
but-
name marathon came to be, right?
Yeah, he ran 26.2 miles.
2 miles back to
from
to tell of the victory.
Yeah, to tell of the victory, and then he collapsed and died. So
Yeah.
we
and
thought,
then
hey,
just got a race named after him.
that's what
Well, no,
we
it's not
want
even
to
named
do.
after him. It's named after a city. Who was this guy? Who ran this?
See, I don't know. Couldn't tell you.
This poor guy's name has been lost to history, and all we got is the name of the town that he ran from.
I think you ran to the town of Marathon.
To
yeah,
Marathon.
But
Oh wow.
anyway, I just like learning new things, and I think having guests on will perpetuate that happening. Even if, again, we don't talk about creative things, I feel like any guests can just make for an interesting story. As long as it's not Patrick,
Absolutely.
we should be good to go.
Yeah, that's a very good call. Yeah, he could tell us about all his injuries he had, because I feel like his foot's broken every other year.
Yeah, Peggy, the peg leg pirate here, Rick, can never use the stairs like a normal person.
Yeah,
It's always falling down, and he's got a boo-boo on his foot or something. Remember,
I think like
boo-boo.
we're in a unique position too, where we can like speak to our experiences, but we're also, like you said, we're very green, and we're, both trying to kind of figure out where we want our careers to go in the long term. And when you're in that spot, the more people you can talk to, the more advice you can get. Obviously the better. And just a way to like form those connections that could become useful in the future as well.
Right. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We had, I had some interesting experiences, in my life, and being able to still learn and evolve and choose, what my career path is going to be is something that is relatively new, and there's nothing wrong with that. But now it's like, I like what I'm doing. I want to get better at it. And the way to do that is to talk to other people who are really good at what they're doing. That's why I'm friends with you. And I when I have a camera question, again, the encyclopedia himself, Reid on cameras, knows any kind of camera, some weird information about,
You're not wrong.
I was trying to think of an obscure camera here, but I can't.
Hit me with it.
I don't know. But anyway, I enjoy talking to people about what they're passionate about. And when I guess I have another quick anecdote. When I worked at the radio station, one of my coworkers there who did the same thing as me, she was also a producer for they did like a health segment every morning on the
health
station,
segment.
or like a
You could have been on there and talked
not-for-profit
about your
interview.
vegetables. Oh, okay.
Not-for-profit interview is what I meant.
Okay.
And she said that she just really likes listening to people talk about things they're passionate about. It doesn't matter what they're talking about. She just liked listening to people who are passionate. And I think if we can find people who are really, really passionate about what they're doing,
absolutely,
then that will make for some of the best interviews and people to talk to. I think those are people that I want to talk to, are people who love their job, who love something that they're doing in their life, and would not be in a different place, and I think that could almost be the niche that we could focus on. Is just really, really passionate people.
Yeah. I would say I think that's a really easy way to tap into, the creative field as well, because in order to, I feel like do creative work, you have to be truly passionate about it, because, it's no secret that, the creative fields, it's not something you go into if you're trying to get absolutely loaded, for lack of a better term, So like you need to have some real passion.
Golden goose is struck.
Yeah,
something like that, right?
Who knows?
I don't know. That metaphor didn't make any sense, but
you need to have like a real passion for it, and that desire to do the work, and I think finding people that understand that and share that passion that we have for it could be really exciting.
Yeah, I agree, and so hopefully, the listeners are passionate about what they're doing, and I know I am, and I know Reid is too, because again, as he said, we have to be in this career field. But I don't know. I feel like this was kind of a shorter episode, but I feel like we had some good conversations.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is the last one of the calendar year 2023. Before we go, what's your big plans for New Year's Eve?
Let's see. Big plans for New Year's Eve. I don't know. My family may be going out for dinner. I'm not sure what we all have planned, actually.
Oh, you're going back home, right? When are you coming? When are you flying back?
Because it's post-Christmas, I'm already home. I flew back last Saturday.
Yeah, I forgot that it's already past Christmas. I mean, Christmas happened.
Oh, my gosh. How about that?
Wow, that Christmas, let me tell you what, that ham that we had, holy cow, that was some tasty bird right there.
Tasty bird?
Tasty bird, that's what I said.
A ham. You got the flying pigs over in Illinois.
Oink, oink, oink. Yeah, ham's not a bird. That doesn't make any sense.
It is not, last time I checked. Oh, man, that's great.
That's funny. But you've been listening to A Lot About a Little, one of your favorite podcasts, and mine right here on all sorts of different social media platforms that we're on, Reid.
Instagram and TikTok at A Lot About a Little, and nope, mess it up. That's my New Year's resolution. I'm not going to get that wrong.
Yeah,
Instagram and TikTok at A Lot About a Little Pod. YouTube.
There you go.
At A Lot About a Little.
At A Lot About a Little is what you said. You cut out there momentarily, right at the worst possible time.
My recording's got it, so we're good.
Well, I'm too lazy to import your recording into the timeline in my video. So
great.
It is what it is. A Lot About a Little pod on Instagram and TikTok. A Lot About a Little on YouTube. This is your favorite show where we talk a little bit about a lot of something different each week. A lot about a little bit of something different. I don't know. We need to work on that still. That's New Year's resolution, is figure out how to send it off.
Pretty much. That's fair. That's fair.
All right. Well, we'll see you next year. Have a great New Year's, because we had such a great Christmas. I'm sure it will be fantastic.
Absolutely.
We'll catch you on the next one.
See ya.